Pew pew. Pew pew pew.
Pew. Pew.
Move your pew pew.
I'm flexing.
Okay, well, I have
Pew.
to be in the screen.
Pew, pew, pew. Okay, I'm done.
Hackett's Healing Hollow. That's an interesting name. I'm assuming that's somebody new.
Oh, look, it's Strip A's Farm. That's the guy that doesn't answer text messages, Facebook messages, or Marco Polo when you call to check on him.
Are we sure it's him and not his wife?
Either which way. Harvesting the Bounty. What's up?
Chip
Mimsy's
Signal.
Garden.
Hello?
Pickers. Chip Signal. What's going on? Diane at Justin Acres.
Greetings from my dining room. Give me a few minutes and then I'll be in the living room.
Alrighty then. Let's go to the living room.
Quarantine, getting my steps in. Hey, Brenda.
Samson's Farm in the house.
Someone didn't realize he didn't have guns when he tried to take us to the gun show.
I got guns. I got big guns. I got big sunburnt guns, y'all. Look at that. Woo! Woo! Look at that mess right there.
Wow, it looks even worse on camera. Like, it's pretty bad. Kenneth Lachlan, what's up?
You're so full of
I've never gotten anything from you, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Babyface Jason is back. Well, until 5 a.m.
Let's see.
It's Kyle.
Here. It's Kyle. Let me see here. No, I have to go to show older chats. Maybe it was a text message or a Facebook message I sent him. Nah, right there. Not active yet, so he hasn't even activated his
he's
Marco
not
Polo.
on Marco Polo.
And then bam, come over here.
Hello,
bam,
Lemma Acres.
boom. And you gotta scroll way down here because he's missed check-in numerous times.
Right there.
Kyle Trip H.
Wednesday.
Sent it to you on Wednesday. Fool.
Y'all got more of them toilet
Boom.
papers. Hey, Alderman Farms, what's up?
Alderman Farms.
Simply Southern Roots, hello. What? Kenny Rogers died?
What? I've been out in the Seriously? Oh no.
Hey, so
On a warm summer's
no,
eve,
so just to
on a train bound to nowhere.
just to kind of segue into that, I saw where Cattywampus they
Met
had
up with a
2
gambler.
bucklings today, and they named them Kenny and Roger. So I'm wondering if that's why. I wonder.
Wait a minute.
Audio is low.
How do you know that?
How do I know that their names are Kenny and Roger?
How do you know that they had 2 bucklings?
Because they posted it. Hello,
Oh.
Sheila McCrae. What's
Really?
up?
All I got is she's doing well so far. When I asked Jason at 6:43,
He passed last night. Oh, that sucks. What did he die from? If somebody says old age. Natural causes on hospice. How old was he? 81. Wow.
man,
Sheila McCrae in Ackworth.
Ackworth, Georgia. I wonder where that is. Do you know where that is?
Mm-hmm.
Where's that?
Not close to Atlanta, I believe.
Oh, no, that's not good.
I believe so.
You got the bug up there.
Hello, Don. What's up?
The bug. So
Passed away. That's crazy.
that kind of breaks. I grew up with my mama listening to old Kenny. What's that? Who's that?
Kyle, make sure he has the right number. What number have you got for
I'm not
Kyle?
gonna put it out there for everybody to
I know,
see.
I'm just looking to see. I'm gonna check right now. Go back to Wednesday. That is not the right number, sir. He's been texting somebody else.
Well, then you're the guys that are the ones that put it in my phone.
Nuh-uh.
Can you turn the volume up more, please? Okay.
I don't know how we can.
Well, one, you turned up the wrong thing.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You turned up
no,
the
I
head.
did.
You turned up the head. Don't make me give you the elbow. Look,
Kyle, I will fix
you got a
this
little
right
bit of
now.
sun too.
Kyle, I'm gonna fix it right now.
Woo.
Ow.
Okay, he says, yeah, well, like, my phone don't work, because, I mean, you ain't testing me, talking about I got a wrong number. How about you checking up on me, man?
Maybe he doesn't have your number.
He's got my number.
He had the wrong,
Bill?
area code there, Kyle.
All right, so, woo!
We have had a day.
We have had a day today. Look. Hey, look at me right now. Look. Super white guy. Normal white guy. Super white guy. Normal white guy.
Okay. Trip H tripping. Okay.
How do you say that? Hackett's Healing Hollow.
Yep. Hackett's Healing Hollow.
What's he thanking me for? What did I do?
Turning up the volume.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, look! Look who it is! Mama Grows, Mama Grows, Mama Grows.
Mama Grows?
Wow, she's up there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mama Grows. What's up?
It's... The virus brings out some of the most interesting people. I feel like Steven from Braveheart. Stivers!
What's up?
What's going on? You remember Steven from Braveheart at the one battle? He's like, this battle brings out some of the most interesting people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You don't remember that part.
No.
Because you always are asleep by that part. How can you fall asleep at Braveheart? Can somebody tell me that? I don't know.
Like this.
Never enough time. Hello.
Hello, Big Bear. I've been sowing seeds all day. I saw you were live, but it is still light out. I am smiling ear to ear. Well, yeah, I mean, it's starting to get dark here. Yeah, it's finally starting to get dark. It's nice to see you guys. I'm learning this whole homeschool thing. Yeah, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people who start homeschooling after this.
Okay, those of you that have just started homeschooling, okay, here's the thing. First, you need to unschool. Mm-hmm. And what do I mean by that? Do not try to set a rigid schedule like they have in the public school system.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been seeing is everybody's posts with, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that.
How'd it feel to hit the chair?
Just like that.
Ooh, wah. Don't let no Hong Kong fool you. Oh, don't bring no Hong Kong fool you now. Keep on playing. Keep on playing. And then it's going to be DDT. Unschool yourself.
Yes. That's the biggest thing.
And here's the thing. You make the rules of homeschool. Period. You get to make the rules. And that's the best part. Mm-hmm. My best example ever when it comes to homeschooling is something that I did with Blaze. Blaze, we were finishing up one of the history books that we were using, and we were going to start going into American history. And so I kicked in I started taxing Blaze. And so if he wanted to watch TV, it cost him a tax. And we used... Ooh, them little rats stole them.
No, I think
No, wait a minute.
I think they're in a different drawer.
I hit them and I don't remember where I hit them.
Not in there.
Might be in that drawer. You ever hide something from your kids and they can't remember where the crap you hid it? That is my life. That's
Gosh,
what it.
How many journals do you have?
Anyway, Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Yeah, we
Chuck E.
use
Cheese
Chuck
tokens.
E. Cheese tokens.
And we learned from Cattywampus to switch from Chuck E. Cheese tokens to marbles, so we started doing marbles. But anyway, that's beside the point. Chuck E. Cheese token. Anytime he would get 100 on a test, or I'd catch him doing something that needed to be done that I didn't ask him to do, anytime he went above and beyond, blah, 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 he would get a Chuck E. Cheese token. Now, those Chuck E. Cheese tokens would award him either an extra 30 minutes of TV time, or he could turn in so many and then choose me or mom to do one of his chores for that day. So there was a whole bunch of different types of rewards. Video game time, computer time, this and this and this. And so I started implementing different taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, I started with like the TV.
Farmall fanatic, what's up?
I started, and then to the TV, I implemented.
What? They don't have tokens anymore?
What?
What is Chuck E. Cheese without tokens?
Who said they don't have tokens anymore?
Kathleen Moses. She said they don't have tokens anymore. What?
What?
So that'll show you how far out we are from knowing tokens. Like, it's been years since we used tokens. But we do use marbles now. So. Anyway. Hey, Liz! Liz Zorab, what's up?
And so I started a TV tax,
mm-hmm.
and then I went to, you know, this tax, that tax, and then I hit him with a tea tax, then a sugar tax.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, by the time we got the American Revolution, Blaze was about to bust a vein. Because every time he turned around, I was taxing him something. And he got to the point where he couldn't keep up with the taxes, because
mm-hmm.
if he had a sweet tea, I was nailing him. That's a tea tax, that and a sugar tax. Give me my taxes. And he was getting so frustrated. And so by the time we got to the the Boston Tea Party, Blaze was about to blow.
Mm-hmm.
He was about to lose his mind.
Mm.
And so when he started learning about the Boston Tea Party, it started making his little wheels turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know, he started doing things around the house, like he unloosened the toilet seat. And so when I leaned over to get the paper, the seat went and he started doing stuff like that. And so eventually he
like he would put and you still have PTSD over this, over the sprayer.
Oh, yes. He would put a rubber band on the sprayer at the sink. And he would start to do these kinds of crazy things to rebel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. It was, you know, at first it was kind of catching us off guard, and it was like frustrating me. But then when I started putting two and two together, what he was doing,
mm-hmm.
then we had a family meeting, and I'm like, these little practical jokes need to stop. And he
What's
was
up,
like,
Cheryl?
And then he was like, Dad, your crazy taxes
need to stop.
And so not only did he learn about taxation without representation and learned why we demanded our independence from England, he knew what it felt like. He knew the emotional feelings behind it. Mm-hmm. And it's something that to this day, I mean, he's getting ready to be 21. He'll never forget. And that you get to do stuff like that they don't get to do in public school. Because like here, if you're starting a homeschool here in Georgia, here's the thing. You got to have 4 hours throughout the day.
4.5.
It's 4.5 now?
Mm-hmm.
4.5 hours of what they call periods of instruction in a 24-hour period. Okay? But everything is a homeschool lesson now.
Everything is learning.
Yeah. Doing the dishes.
But like things like converting recipes,
mm-hmm.
measuring cups, adding things, subtracting things, you know, planting. You've got, you know, you're talking about, and I'm not saying like send them out with, you know, a hoe and some dirt and that's their science class. Like that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that you can take anything and turn it into
mm-hmm.
a learning lesson.
And you know, and that's the beauty of homeschool. And like the state of Georgia, they used to have a Homestead or a homeschool collaboration where you could go to Six Flags. And
you can still do that.
And
mm-hmm.
I never comprehended how awesome homeschool was. So I was sitting in the line because we were still relatively new to homeschooling at the time. And I was standing in line with Bubba to the bumper cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to this dad. He turned it into a homeschool lesson.
Because of the electricity and everything that was going on. I mean, even sitting at Six Flags, you're able to take something that's fun and talk about the why or the how.
And that was what really supercharged me as the dad. Because
mm-hmm.
look, as dads, we can be a teacher, But we're automatically the principal. If you think about it, we're automatically the judge, the jury, and the enforcer.
Yep.
And there are things that you get to teach in homeschool that they're never going to learn in a public school. Teach them how to change an outlet.
Hey, Kaylee, what's up?
Teach them how to basic plumbing, change the oil in the car. There are so many doors that this lockdown has kicked open for the American family that you guys need to take full advantage of. If you're trying to homeschool your kids right now and you're not satisfied with the computer curriculum...
Bye, Chris. Have a good one. We'll see you later.
Send us an email, and I will give you a list of all the curriculum that we use to homeschool our children. Now, we use Christian homeschool curriculum. Our English comes from the Mennonites, called Rod and Staff. We use an apology of science. Now, the math is math. Who do we use with math? Because I always say it wrong, and you always correct me, so go ahead and tell them.
Saxon math, which... If you know anything about regular school math, you know, the public school math, they use, a lot of them use Saxon math. But Saxon has put together a homeschool curriculum. So,
and the Apology of Science, let me tell y'all, I absolutely love that science curriculum. There's a lot of awesome projects that you can do.
Teach them how to get booted out of one.
Some of them, I'm going to tell you right now, do outside. Learn from Fat Man here. Do them outside because they do get kind of messy rather fast. So send us an email. Ask for it. We will give you a list with our history because we use 2 different histories. We use one as a basic history, and then we use one specific just for American history. I'm hardcore on American history. I believe you live in this country. You're part of this country. This country is your home nation. That you should know American history. And Carol's getting ready to start to dab in it. She's going to spend her entire high school career in American history.
I've really been thinking about it. My youngest is 17. I think at this point, probably, I don't know.
It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. But she's 17 years old. She's, a junior?
Yeah, I don't think that pulling her out, because of the social aspect of it at this point, she's been so engulfed in the social aspect of it that, with my daughters, they know what a prom is. They know what those, high school dances are just from TV. But they don't get it every day. Oh, are you going to the prom? Are you going to the homeschool? To the homecoming dance. They don't get all of that. But if you've been in it for 3 years of high school and to miss your senior prom, that might be rough.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily.
Now you could always
finish out,
supplement her learning at home. If there's anything that you feel that she would benefit from, certainly.
Yes.
One of the things that we're blessed with here in Georgia is something called Move On When Ready, and it's funded through the lottery system, and they pay for children to go to college early. So with Carol can, as soon as she meets the requirements of the local college, she can go up there and take some of her, and what they call it's a dual enrollment. So she can take, let's say she takes an English, just a 101 English. She can count that as her English for her homeschool, but she also gets full credit for it in the college.
Dave, yes. And don't just settle with a 2-liter. Go big or go home. All I'm saying.
Yeah. So
look, we may or may not have
Lonely Prepper. Welcome.
We may or may not have rigged something up, and we had to make a float that went out into the pond with a 5-gallon bucket of gasoline and a radio that we didn't want, and rigged it so that way when we had we plugged.
Yeah, that was
a little bit bigger than we anticipated. Just saying.
Petting Zoo and Garden.
What's up?
Hello, Broussard.
Broussard. So, first, calm down. Take a deep breath. You want my 2 cents about this whole thing? And here it is. Talk to the hand. I honestly believe that the Lord has given us an opportunity here to reconnect with our family, to reconnect to what's important. Everybody's panicking and wanting to go buy all of the toilet paper and all of the mayonnaise. Really? Why are you buying mayonnaise? You can make mayonnaise. Okay, go buy the mustard. But I think the Lord is using this. He's giving us this. He's not using this. He's giving us this for us to use as an opportunity to reconnect with our family. There's so many of us that 90% of the time, 90% of the time, we're like this. You know, and I didn't mean to turn your phone back on. And kids are stuck in front of computer screens and laptop screens and iPad screens and this and this and this. And the Lord He wants the family back. Use this time to get to know your children. Use this time to find out what they're truly interested in. Get to reconnect. And then as a family, because Sunday at 12 Eastern time, go over to Mimsey's Gardens. Okay? Her husband, old poor boy, puts on church. All right? I didn't say a service.
Her channel on Mimsey's
Gardens channel.
I'm on my phone because of you right now.
He puts on church.
Yep.
Church. Not a service, y'all. Church. And look, I'm typing amen in the chat because he's getting me pumped up, getting me excited, and then everybody's doing the amen, and he gets excited and he starts, can I get a hallelujah? And I love it when he gets excited. Last week he didn't get excited enough for me. I was a little upset. But I love it when he gets excited. What?
Nate says, I got to know my children real well during homeschool and found out I only like one of them. April said, I bought seeds as my panic buy.
And
I agree, Tommy. Tommy said, my stress level has gone down, not up.
Yes. My doc.
Permission to be home. Just saying.
My doc. Anyway, let me time out, y'all.
Lone Star living.
Tomorrow, I want to see everybody over there at Mimsey's Gardens. Poor boy. With his service. I'm excited. I don't know what he's talking about tomorrow. I don't want to know about it until tomorrow. We sit down as a family. We put him up on the big screen. And he's got this rocking chair. And when he's rocking it. Normally
stops.
He's rocking. And then when he gets to something that's serious, boy, the rocker stops. And he starts doing this. and then he'd be like, can I get a? And I'm already screaming amen in the thing. I sent him Marco Polo's amen.
Hey,
I didn't know they was on the phone. So and
thanks, never enough time.
Never enough time. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
I'm used to social distancing. Not much changed for me. Yeah, there are some people that are super, used to this. Or there's a lot of people that are saying, they've been preparing for this all their lives because they're introverts,
Yeah. Look, all of this lockdown, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now. I honestly believe martial law is coming because the 20-somethings won't get off the beach. And I think they're going to leave the governors and everybody absolutely no choice but to do this for their own good. I think it's coming. But you know what? I'm excited about this because my beautiful wife, I love her so much. She is home and I get to spend more time with her. I am thankful for this lockdown because my beautiful bride is home all the time. I get to not only do we get to wake up together, we get to eat breakfast together, we get to have our morning coffee together. lunch together. We could
even when I'm on the phone with other customers, he's just happy because I'm there.
She's there. She lights up a room, y'all. I can't help it. I don't have to turn the lights on because this beautifulness right here just lights up the room, and my heart is filled with joy, and it's filled with just excitement. And
Cheryl said, Jason, I'm on the phone so much because I have friends in other countries. Maybe I should stop talking to them?
I don't think so. And
she might tackle you again. Yeah.
No, Daddy learned his lesson on that one. And I'm so thankful
what's up?
that God has given Robin and I this opportunity. I mean, we're flirting back and forth again, and it's exciting.
So Kaylee had a good point. So my only worry is the ones who are not ready to prepare their own food. We've noticed that a lot when we've gone to Walmart a few times to grab like non-essential stuff. And so we've noticed.
I did grab a bucket of cheese puffs just because of Broussard Homestead.
Yeah, it's Broussard's fault.
And I said, you know what? I wonder if I can start a run on cheese puffs. So I grabbed I made a scene. Grabbed 4 things of cheese puffs, threw them in my buggy, and like took off in Walmart. Went back the next day. There was no more cheese puffs. So if there is a run on cheese puffs, I started it.
But yeah, we went and I noticed that all of the microwave stuff is gone. Canned stuff is starting to go. But you know what is interesting? There is still plenty of fresh food. Mm-hmm. Now, hamburger meat's gone. But chicken's still around, pork is still around, but ground beef, gone. But yeah, so.
And look, y'all. Another thing, I have started the people that are extremely close to me.
That he knows their phone number.
Not my fault that his wife gave me the wrong number.
Oh, you're gonna blame his wife?
That's
now?
how I got the number.
Oh.
I check in with them every day. I start with aunts, all of Robin's aunt, and then my aunt, and I check with them every morning. And then I send text messages or Marco Polos to the people that the way that I look at it, if you're getting a message from me, if it got really bad and you had to go somewhere, you should automatically know that my gate opens for you. And I do this every morning because the people that are, like I've been from, like my inner circle, I'm checking on y'all. And you guys know who you are. Some of you are in here in the chat. Some of them are not. Or some of them may be laid back in the distance just watching. But check on the people that you care about. I mean, you should check on just about everybody, but I mean, seriously, check on those people. Because look, one of the people that I check on every day openly admitted to me, he's like, you know, we were ready for this. I mean, we homestead, we got all this good to go, but all of this is kind of weighing on me, and my mental health and my stress is going on. And he goes, and I really appreciate being able to talk with you because it does relieve a little bit of it. And so reach out to those people. If you haven't heard from somebody in a while, shoot them a text message, shoot them a Marco Polo to just say, hey man, I'm just checking on you. Just want to know how you're doing, because that person may be getting cabin fever, and because they're not used to being locked on their own property, and they don't know how to entertain themselves.
Yeah. So Trip H said, I had to drive. He's a delivery truck driver for like one of the soda companies.
It better be Coke.
I think it's Coke.
It better be.
I had to drive a delivery truck yesterday with 18 pallets of water. As I rolled into one of the stores, people were losing their minds trying to get water off of the pallet I was rolling in, even though there was still cases on the shelf.
Yeah.
Sean says, I went yesterday and there was very little meat, no toilet paper, no paper towels, very few canned goods, but I think everyone forgot their kids were out of school because there were tons of snacks.
And I mean, this is a huge opportunity that we're given. Stop looking at it as, oh, we're all going to die from the... No, this is a huge opportunity given to us from God.
Zach said, I look forward to my morning check-in with Jason.
And,
I don't get a message from you.
That was not even funny because she's not...
You get a message from me.
Exactly. Anyway, this is an opportunity, y'all, to reconnect with your bride. This is an opportunity to reconnect with your children. It's an opportunity to reconnect with the Lord. That's the most important one. Okay? I mean, think about this. Think about this hardcore. I told you guys the Lord laid our plan on my heart back in June.
Last year.
June. And look what happened. It wasn't, and look, I'll be 100% honest with you guys, okay? It wasn't till when Jess and Jeremiah came here and they visited and Jess prayed over us. I'll be honest, I got jealous. I got a little jealous because I wanted to have that type of relationship like Jess had with God. Because she prayed about stuff over us that we didn't share with anybody.
And we didn't know them very well. Like, we knew who they were, but yeah. We were not on the level that we're on now.
And it really got me examining my prayer life. And they turned me on to a podcast that I listened to. I don't want to say religiously, but I listen to it
frequently,
almost daily. And it really...
Good night, Liz.
God spoke to me through this podcast, and we really started hammering on where I was weak and with my trust, and how being able to take what I know up here, okay, and transform it to here, and to be able to open up that level of trust. And it wasn't until I shut my big mouth, I quit bumping my gums, and I took up here and I put it in here, and I just surrendered to his love and opened up my heart to trust in that love, that my relationship with God changed. And then I actually started to hear him speak to me. And it was a wonderful... It was like a very... You know how, like, if you ever been sick and you're in the hospital and they give you that, like, that blanket that just came out of the dryer, or your wife or husband hands you that fresh towel out of the dryer as you're getting out of the shower, and it's like a big, warm hug. It's what it feels like. And I absolutely don't want it to ever leave. And my prayer life is different. The way I look at things is different. My whole worldview is completely different. When I read the Bible now, the words speak to me differently. And so take this opportunity while you don't have to forget about the stupid stock market, forget about all of the junk that's going on out there with this, how many people got it, how many people don't, and take what you know up here about Jesus and everything that you've been taught, and let it transform into here, and start to trust in his love, and start to trust in his compassion. Okay, Jesus, you cannot believe that God is all powerful and all this, and then think that he doesn't love and doesn't care. That's, in my opinion, that's completely illegal. God loves us, cares about us just as much as how powerful he is. You know, he wouldn't have come down, lived as a human being, died on a cross, was beaten, bludgeoned for stuff that the sins that we were going to commit, and then hang up on that cross just to get more power. That was all about love. That was all about compassion. And so take that, and it's hard. Look, I have major issues with trust. I'll be the first one to admit it. I'll be the first one that stands up in the audit. What am I doing wrong?
No.
I'll be the first one to stand up in the auditorium when somebody says, who has trust issues. I will shoot like a fire out.
What's go ahead. No, go ahead.
And stand up and say, me, because I openly admit it. Those of you that I call friends, that I say that you are in my close personal inner circle, that's because I trust you. And once I surrendered that trust to God, it was a game changer. So there may be some of you out there, and I don't know, the God got me on this kick, and this is him coming out of my mouth. Somebody out there needs to hear this and about the trust, because he's waiting for you to start to trust him. And I'm just saying, I feel like you're waiting for me to do something. Mm-mm. Okay, that is the
Life
podcast.
with Linda. That is the podcast right there under my name. That's the direct link to the podcast page. Damon Thompson Ministries is the website. You can usually scroll down and find the podcast. The only thing I don't like about the way that their podcast stuff is set up is like you can go to like the most recent stuff, but like to go get older ones, you have to go back pages. Like you have to. I
don't have to.
I do. Maybe it's because I go from my. Well, no, because you go from your phone.
Yeah.
Anyway, I you have to kind of look, but now that is not to say that you should not be prepared. Because at the end of the day, you can't just be like, oh, God's going to take care of everything and I'm just miraculously going to have food in my fridge and, you know.
Well, I mean, it'll happen if God wants it to.
Right, but I'm not saying that you what I'm saying is like you can't expect God to do everything for you is what I'm saying. Like, you can't expect that. I don't even know how I'm saying this. The way that I'm saying is you can't not do anything for yourself and just expect that everything is going to be taken care of.
Everything you should do in faith.
Right. And so, like, if you're growing food, canning food, whatever you're doing, do something. Like, don't just sit back and expect everything to be done for you.
What's that the one story about the two farmers?
Yes.
And
You prepare for rain. Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying is you can't just, just expect that, it's gonna rain one day and then there's gonna be seedlings that just pop up out of the ground. Now, I'm not saying that God isn't capable of doing that, because he is. But what I'm saying is if you have the opportunity to get some seeds and put them in the ground, by all means do so. Prepare for rain. If this has done one thing, it has shown me that we have a lot of people that were kind of like teetering with being prepared or stockpiling a little bit of extra food, canning, things like that. There you go. Faith without works is dead. That's what I mean. Like, you can't just have faith. You have to have the works is there too. You have to have that. And so my thing is that there were a lot of people that were kind of on the fence about what they should do before all this happened. And I think afterwards, when this is all said and done, there are going to be a lot of people that will probably say, you know what, I might can a little bit of my tomatoes this year. I might put in an extra tomato plant this year so that I can can it. I was laughed at for my... Yeah, no, there's plenty of people. Jason's parents we're now growing all of our food, and, you know, they kind of laughed at what we were talking about doing at the beginning of the year, and they thought we were kind of lost our minds, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And now that we have things in place where, you know, we're not struggling, we had company here today, and what we made for lunch was
100%
from our stores. It was ours. And it was really cool because we were sitting in the kitchen, and I was like, oh, need to go get some onion. I've got some chives out there. Let me go grab those. Oh, don't have any celery. Let me go get some Swiss chard and cut the ribs, the ribs out of the Swiss chard. We use those for celery. And then we had mayonnaise and mustard. And
I want to talk about our guests today.
Okay. Is 144 tomato plants enough?
No.
Never.
Depends on what you're trying to do, bro.
There's still people that aren't taking it seriously, and so I haven't prepared. Yeah. No, I'm sure.
There was, back in Jesus' time, there was people that mocked him. There was people that spat on him. There were people that just, they didn't believe him either. Jesus didn't smite them. He tried to educate them, but at the end of the day, they still chose what they chose, and he tried to teach them, and that's all we can do. That's all we can do. If people are mocking you, and they're saying that you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and all of this, it's like when you try to lead somebody to the Lord. All you can do is give them the information. You cannot take your Bible and beat them into submission. You know you'd like to. Some of them, I'm gonna be honest. Some I wouldn't do it. But you can't do that. Okay? And so don't let it get you down. Don't let it get you frustrated. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I mean, you get to at least you'll get to be able to share that share is not the right word. I'm sorry. It's kind of like what I did with Blaze with the taxes, and how he got to experience some of the same emotions that our founding fathers experienced. You getting mocked, laughed at, spit on, or called bad names or whatever because you're trying to lead somebody to God, or you're trying to teach somebody to prepare.
Excuse me. What are you doing?
I got stuck.
Hello, Thomas. Ow, that's
sorry.
My foot.
Sorry. That was the devil right there.
That's crazy. There are people saying they can't barely hear us. Is that not? But look at that. None of that's moving. Is it? There's a different auxiliary down there somewhere.
Right there. Yeah, that's the main mic.
Yeah. I don't know. Sorry.
Mic's all the way up, y'all. It's not on our end.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry, but it's not. Oh, let me check something else. Yeah. How's that? Is that a little bit better?
I don't know.
Anyway, okay, I got my mic all the way up, y'all.
It is really quiet. Huh.
I don't know what to tell y'all.
Quieter than normal.
Everything's plugged in, good to go. Right, because that comes into the main hub right there. I mean, I'm registering. The heart of beautiful designs. And now Robin's going to give us backlash. Yeah, I'm up all the way. So.
Somebody said better. I mean, I can hear okay on my phone, but...
Yeah. All right, so we'll just kind of bring the mic closer. But look, it's, like how I was saying when Blaze got to experience that, some of that same emotion or emotion that was kind of linked to what our founding fathers had.
Right.
When you're getting mocked, when you're getting made fun of because you're trying to teach somebody how to prepare, or you're trying to lead somebody to the Lord, just remember, Jesus got mocked. So as frustrated as it may get you and how it may hurt your feelings, it was probably the same way for Jesus. Because remember, Jesus loves us. He loves us so much that he laid down his life for us, and he went up on that cross. He could have easily
put himself down.
Mm-hmm. He could have easily laid the smack down on the Romans, stopped all of it, but he didn't. And he did that for us because he conquered sin when he did that.
Mm-hmm.
And so just embrace it, I guess is the best thing that I can say. So we had some very special guests on the homestead today.
Yes.
And they will be back, and we will be doing a special live stream with them when they come back. My doc came by. My acupuncture doc, he said on the control panel, check the
stream settings. I don't think it's...
Let's look at here.
Audio. That requires a restart.
Oh. Go back to that.
Stereo.
I don't know. I'll have to look at it before next time. Anyway, but my acupuncturist came by.
Mm-hmm.
And him and his wife and his precious little girl.
She's 4. She'll be 5.
She was only 4?
Yeah.
Wow. She was tall for 4.
Mm-hmm. She's almost 5. She'll be 5 in June.
And she's on the spectrum.
Yes.
She absolutely
Mama grows. That's so funny. Anyway. So she's 4 and she's on the spectrum.
And
what are our names? Jason and Robin.
And they came by today because they want to learn how to homestead. They want to start to grow their own food because he asks like millions of questions while we're in there. And so they came out. They absolutely love our place.
They've never done raised beds. They've always just planted in the ground. And so he's been asking a lot of questions because we've been very successful this winter with growing stuff, and we would show him pictures and things like that. And he started asking questions. Well, how do you build one? What do you put in it? And all that stuff. So we were like, come out to the farm and we'll show you.
I was going to try to have a raised bed made for him. So anybody, here's a call out. I have a Craftsman 10-inch, 100. The model number is a 113. Old Craftsman 10-inch 113 table saw. It's a belt-driven table saw. I did something, changing out the blade to lock it up.
Won't spin now.
So now when I try to turn it on, it won't spin. So because they don't have nowadays the ones they have buttons that lock in the blade so you can turn it, or they have a knob that you can do to turn it so that way you can break the bolt loose to be able to change it out. This is an old model table saw. Mm-hmm. If anybody knows anything about it, because I've looked all through YouTube and there's nothing on it. There's a lot of people refurbishing them and rebuilding them, but there's nothing really on troubleshooting them. But that locked up on me. I was going to have a raised bed built for him.
Yeah.
But I've been spending most of the week trying to figure out this stinking table saw.
Yeah.
And
but anyway, they came to visit.
We walked around, took them down to the creek bottom. And that little girl loved it. She was down there about 3 seconds, and she was already just soaked.
Well, the first indicator was we were walking down by the dam and by the pond, and there's a little bit of a little water puddle there. And we stood there probably for 10 minutes, and I was like, does the motor turn at all?
Yes, the motor, if I take the belt off and turn it on, the motor will spin.
So we were down there, and we were looking, and, she was stomping around in there. And I love moms and dads who will just throw caution to the wind, and they're just like, you know what? Don't care if her shoes get wet. Don't care if her socks get wet. Just don't care. If she's happy, she's happy. Mm-hmm. And so I said, well, you know what? I know this is fun, but let me tell you what. We have a creek on the backside of our property. Let's walk down to go see it. And so we walked down, and we went down by where the beaver pond was, and she got to see the big beaver hut, and we looked at the bees. And so this is what I'm talking about. When you're talking about homeschooling, like, this is a child who is she's on the spectrum, and she is getting, therapies and things like that. And her mom was saying, I think I'm going to go the homeschool route. And so we the blade bearing is locked up.
No, I don't like that answer.
So
At all. Like, go back and try again. I don't like that answer. You might be right, but I don't want to hear it.
What does that mean?
You don't want to hear it either.
That you've destroyed it?
No, I didn't destroy it. Okay. I just got to rebuild it. That's one of the things that I like about that table saw.
So anyway,
you can always buy me a saw stop.
We took him back to
$15,000.
We took him back to where the bees were. She got to see the bees going in and out of one of the swarm traps. Then we walked back into the back pasture, and it was really cool because you can see the paths where the animals are going to the creek. So it was very cool for her. She is very detail oriented, and so she could see that line. And so rather than have a child that's running all over the place, we told her, follow the line and it'll take you to the water. And she followed that line. Like, we walked all the way straight to the
Yeah, she followed the cow path.
Yeah, the cow path. She just walked it straight to there. And it wasn't like beaten path. Like, it was like the grass was like yellow instead of green. Like, she just went and followed it down, and we went straight back to the creek bed, and we took her to like right where the little waterfall was. And she was content there for probably about 10 or 15 minutes with the water falling. And she took shoes off, socks off, and we got in, and
she sat right down. Bloop.
And she sat right down in the water and was splashing, having a great time. And then after that was done, she was like, I see more water coming up through there, because there's another waterfall up a little bit further. So she was ready to just go. The thing is that there's a lot of rocks there. So we had to be very careful, like walking her through And God love Ladessa and Carol. They were troopers. Like, they were just stomping the creek with us, and they'd kind of go ahead of her, and we got up to where it's just sand, and it's like mud, and we're like trodden in all this mud. And after a while, it was so funny because her mom and I were kind of looking at each other, and she's like, do you know that people pay really good money for mud treatments? Like, really good. Like, here we are, like, in this nice sand, and we got to go through our toes and hands and exfoliating and all that kind of stuff. She's like, you know, people pay really good money for this. And I was like, dude, we sat on the creek bed on the side. Water everywhere, and that child, I swear I thought her face was gonna stick, because she was like, somebody kicked over her tickle box, and she was just giggling and having, I mean, like, she had a ball. And you guys went off and walked and had guy time, and we had such a good time. And so then it was time to go back, and we walked back. And
one of the things that I learned from their visit really filled our cups back up. It really did. One of the things that I learned, Robin has a tremendous amount of education, a tremendous amount of background with dealing with kids, but not only with kids, but with special needs kids. And she was, I'll be honest, she was absolutely driving me crazy with I want this color. I want you to paint this color. And I want you to paint this color. And I want this to be all different colors. And it was just like,
they got really mad at me because of the pig pen out here. They were just going to color it like one or two colors. And I was like, no, it's right over there.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I will buy 5 different colors. You will paint 5 different colors of palettes. And Blaze had to move them around so that they, you know, like, it was not, they weren't very happy with me. But if you ever come to visit our property, or if you've been here since we've done that, you will see just how beautiful.
Well, I mean, yes, it's beautiful. I get that, but I did not really see the need for it until today. That little girl was, she made beelines for the ones that were different colors, and everything that had different colors. And she would go over to the raised bed that had something in it, and she would pluck it off and eat it. And the colors were calming and they were soothing to her. And I was kind of like sitting back going, oh, I get it now. I guess I will keep my mouth shut and paint.
And what was really cool is her mother even commented on it. We were standing over by Bo's pen, and you can see the pig pen across the pond, and you can see the raised beds, and then like the chichens are right there. Everything, there's a lot of color right there. And she looked and she said, I absolutely love what you've done with all of these colors. Yeah. And I said, well, thank you. I said, I kind of did it with children in mind, because our goal long term is to be able to welcome children in, to be able to teach them and things like that. She's like, well, my daughter loves them. Like, you can tell she gets around the colors, and it's soothing to her, and it's inviting at the same time, because it's not so harsh that she wants to stay away from it. Instead, she wants to be elbow deep in it. And one of the things I was talking with her about is being able to plant sensory kind of things. Like, I have a lot of lettuces right now that are very ruffly, and they're kind of low to the ground. So we took her hand and we ran them across that, and she loved that. And then I showed her she could pick one and actually eat it, and she was just, and then we went over to where the carrots were, and we put our hands over all the carrot, you know, the little leaves of the carrots, and then we pulled a carrot out. And like, for her to be able to see that and put that all together, like, that is my goal. That's what I want to do.
And that's when, you know, we always said that we were here for educational purposes, and that hasn't changed. And I guess one of the things that I didn't realize is, and maybe Robin didn't even realize that she was doing it, or maybe she did, but we're making it little at a time, okay? Because, I mean, we don't have a lot of money falling out at places, and paint is expensive. Mm-hmm. But over time, as we have to rebuild this or rebuild that because the wood rotted out or whatever, we're going to be replacing it with painted, like where Han is. Mm-hmm. It's time to start redoing some of that. So I'm probably not going to go back to just straight pallets. I'm probably going to paint. Because I have a lot of 2x8s, 2x10s, mm-hmm. those at my disposal from the different granite sheds around here, that I'm just going to rip them down and just make my own old type of homestead fence. Thank you, Dragon. And we're gonna paint them because I'm a hardcore witness. The Lord took today and taught me. He humbled me with this because, I mean, I'm telling you, I was very grudging. I was very negative about having to paint all of these things because there's a lot of times I felt like I really got to get this done. I really don't want to have to sit here and wait for paint to dry. But I'm so thankful that I kept my love on and I did with my wife how she wanted it, how she asked us to do it, because I got to see why today. And that little girl here today really filled up our cups. And so I am super excited about the stuff that we're going to be building in the future. I'm really super excited about the Dragon's Talon milking barn.
You gonna tell everybody that?
What?
Because we haven't told everybody since about what we found.
No, we haven't. Mm-mm. Well, see, I'm kind of thinking that it's not just going to be the Dragon's Talon milking barn. I think I'm going to give Dragon's Talon the big barn. I'm just going to name it the Dragon Talon barn.
The Dragon's Talon.
Yeah, because it's going to have the milking. I'm going to put the milking stall in there because it's easier to get power over there to that one, and then it's going to have the stalls and stuff. So this is just a makeshift one right now.
For right now. Mm-hmm.
But when we build the big barn, hopefully starting next year, we'll be able to get the concrete and the foundation poured next year, because it's probably going to take me a while to get it all cleared out and the fencing
done. Right.
Fencing done. But we're going to, Dragon's Talon's moving up to, he's just going to get the whole big barn.
Big barn.
Big barn.
Big barn. Look at the big barn on Brad. No, I'm sorry. Anyway.
And, so, what was I talking about?
We were still talking about the colors and everything. Yes.
And so there's going to be a lot of things that as we have to replace it, I'm going to be painting my booty off.
So what I'll tell you, if anybody ever wants to do anything like this, let me tell you what I've learned. When we first started doing this with the raised beds, I was just picking colors that were pleasing to me. But then when I started, I just get my name on the milking stool and I'm good with that.
You timed that perfectly. I'm going to spit tea all over the place.
So what I finally did was I found colors that I really liked, and then I have kept those swatches in my farm journal. And then that way, whenever Jason needs to go get more paint, it's the same colors now. So if you're deciding to do, not that everybody wants to do rainbow colors like we have.
Time out for a second. Bye, Life with Linda. Thank you for coming by. Thank you so much.
But that way, let's just say you want to do red, green, and blue, whatever. Don't rely on still having the little sticker with the number or whatever. I have gotten to where that's difficult to do. When everything starts getting tossed around and things get moved, you lose those kind of things. Or the thermal printer that prints it on there, after a while, it just wears off. So what we ended up doing was leftover colors no one would buy. No, I specifically chose these colors, but they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're very pleasing. There is a cool little thing that we did on TikTok that I think I put on Instagram when we did the pig pen, and you can see Ladessa's kind of panning through, and if you look over her shoulder, you'll see the colors are just, they're very nice. And so you want Robin's to sit on you when she milks the cows. That's funny. But yeah, so the color thing, but even more importantly, I've always loved working with children on the spectrum, always. And we've now been blessed with at least two that I can think of. I'm sure there's probably more, but at least two that
will be coming to visit rather regularly.
And the other thing that Jason didn't really touch on is that it wasn't just about the kid. What was really cool is seeing the parents taking that information and kind of like, talking to the mom and talking to her about growing stuff that's tactile. So, like, growing kale that's got little spiny things and things like that, and different colors. We were talking about, green beans that are purple, and when you cook them, they turn back to green. Like, to her, that was exciting because now that becomes a lesson for her daughter.
How close are we to Lake Lanier?
That's Atlanta, so a couple hours.
When is Daisy due? We are thinking within the next month or two. It looks, when we seen her out there today, it looks like her bag is slowly starting to
and she's full. Super wide. Yeah. She's really starting to get pretty wide now. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I told Jason, let's give it about a month. I'm thinking in a month or so we'll see him. Yeah, so lamb's ears are really cool because, the tactile, but they're really wanting to do stuff that they can grow to eat. But what was really cool, the part we hadn't quite got to is...
I was getting ready to.
Go ahead.
You were talking about the eggs, right? Yes. So we were getting ready to... Robin was making lunch. And during the conversation with the mom that she had with her, she learned that...
But this is after we had already started making lunch. Right. We had decided to make egg salad. Ladessa had baked bread that morning. So we had fresh bread that I was going to slice, put on a half slice, and then put, egg salad on top of it. And we put chives, small onions that I was thinning out. We did those. We put some Swiss chard rib from, instead of celery. Chopped up some of the Swiss chard, put it in there. It was delicious. It was very good. So mixed it all together. But in the meantime of doing all that, I'm talking to the mother, and the mother tells me that
the wee one is allergic to eggs.
Yeah, that the daughter is allergic to eggs, raw eggs, even cooked eggs, in the aspect of, like she was saying, with scrambled eggs, things like that, she can't have them.
So we shared with her the experience that we had with another family down in Augusta. What is Daryl saying?
Daryl said, we've seen firsthand how those colorful beds lighten up the yard. It really does look nice. But I do wonder if the bright colors are a pest deterrent. It's possible. It is possible. We don't have nearly as many as I remember in the other stuff. But anyway, and I will talk to her, Cheryl.
And about how there was a little girl at our church that we attended to down there she was allergic to eggs, chicken,
beef, everything. She's pretty much allergic.
And their parents were at their wits' end trying to figure out what they were going to feed this kid. And so they were in the one class where we were talking about with food in the Bible and about getting back to things, and we were sharing about how all of our stuff was pasture raised and this and that. And so they came up to us at the class, and they were like...
Well, because we had talked about what the FDA has approved to be able to wash chicken and wash eggs and all the different things that they do before they put them in containers and stuff.
And,
No, I have not done that video yet, Rogue Life. I'll go ahead and get that done this week.
And, And so they came up to us and they said, we want to try your eggs.
We'll start out small. We'll try some eggs.
And so we sold them a dozen eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And they then took them home and they did their experiment. Well, next thing you know, that child was eating 3 or 4 eggs. And so they's like, we want to try your chicken. And so we went, butchered some chickens, brought
on
it
the
to
farm.
On the farm.
Nothing special.
Brought it to them. Well, then they started buying chickens from us just hand over fist because the kid could eat it. And then they did the same thing with pork. And then when we got T-bone done, they were doing that. And come to find out, the kid wasn't allergic to the food. He was allergic to the different chemicals that they were using to wash everything. And so
process everything.
It was very entertaining for me on this side of the fence. To me, it was very entertaining to see a mom that there was a glimpse of hope. Mm-hmm. So she had the little one.
So he's talking about now. Fast forward to today. We had a mom. We were telling them about that story, and so, she was like, "Really?"
Yeah. And so she took some of the egg salad, and she was
like,
"Baby,
give her some.
Baby, taste this." And she was like,
"Let me tell you something about this little girl.
She has manners.
She has manners to say no. Like she's like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Like, no, I need you to eat some of this, no, ma'am."
And so she's like, "Well, just taste it.
Or
just
no,
taste
thank
it.
you. No, thank you, ma'am.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, ma'am."
And she's like, "Taste it." And so the little girl, she was holding it, and the little girl stuck her tongue out. She was like, and so her mom grabbed her and kind of like shoved some in her mouth, and so she ate it, and her eyes lit up, and so they waited,
and nothing happened.
And nothing happened. And
now, for the record, Mom told me ahead of time she didn't go into anaphylaxis. This was something where her stomach might get upset, and she might have like a gag reflex and throw up or something, or she would get hives. This was not something that was going to turn into anaphylaxis. Even if it had, Mom informed me she had 3 EpiPens in the car. So just so you guys know, when we came out when I had lunch ready, she was actually outside with her daughter, and I said, "Hey, just so you know, didn't know before we started making this," but she had already had something prepared for her daughter anyway, because she also has a peanut allergy. So we, and that's the anaphylaxis. So I said to her, "Look, if you want to try some, I have extra if she wants to try it." She's like, "Oh yeah, that's great. Let's do that." So anyway, she tried this egg salad and ate it.
And then we waited and waited.
Nothing happened.
And nothing happened. And so she was like, "Try some more, baby. Try some more." And she made her eat some more. And I mean, Mom was just like,
But the best part.
And nothing happened. And then so she's like, "Baby, try some more." And she was like, "No, ma'am." She's like, "I know. I wouldn't trust me either after I'm just shoving it down your throat." But then the mom grabs her like this, like to give her a hug, and took the egg and went and rubbed it on her face, and she's like, "Now we'll see." And nothing happened.
She's like 5 minutes later, she's like, "She should have hives right now.
Yeah, she should be hiving out. She's not hiving out. There's something wrong with this picture." And to see the joy just in Mom.
And we gave them a dozen eggs to take home and try.
Dozen eggs to take home and try. So she's going to try to fry some up, hard boil some, scramble some.
See what she can get away with, and see what happens.
And see what she can do. Because what's the worst case scenario? The little girl busts out in some hives. So okay, Mom's like, "Well,
Benadryl, whatever."
Does what she does. But just think of the world that it opens up for this little girl if they come to find out that it wasn't an egg. It was what they were washing the eggs with. Because an egg is porous, y'all. So whatever they're washing them with can get into the egg. Just saying.
Especially, by the time that they get to you, they've been sitting in it.
And so how big of a blessing is it that this family may go, hold on, maybe the food system really is broken, and they start to do more raised beds. They start to get a couple of chickens because they got 3 acres. They got 3 acres.
Yeah.
So they can get some chickens, and they can get some rabbits, or they can get some goats, and then all of a sudden they're starting to be more self-sufficient, more independent. They're really starting to experience the freedom that folks like us have.
Hey, Jack.
And woo!
Yeah. Very cool. Oof. And that's what I was getting at, was that it wasn't just about the colors and the child. It was about empowering the mom and dad as well. So that's what was really exciting for me, was taking somebody who was interested in learning, but then showing them this whole new world was really cool.
And just to see their face lighten up and the excitement that they had. And we told them, look, when you're ready to put your raised beds in, if you want us to come help you set them up and get everything going,
tell us what you want to plant. We have seeds.
We'll bring the
help
seeds.
You out.
And because I told them how awesome Baker Creek is. Baker Creek, www.rareseeds.com. And we'll hook them up with McMurray Hatchery.
Look, we went and showed them the chickens, and Jaja, man, she was in
let me Murray McMurray. I know you're probably gonna watch this later. And look, I love y'all. I mean, I just love y'all. Okay, but
before you get any further, look, one time in Tractor Supply, being able to walk by and not grab any chicks is a fluke. 2 times is a habit. 3 times,
it's a phenomenon.
I can go in there, no problem now.
People at Tractor Supply, by the way, are extremely mad about this, and so there might be some death-threatening emails coming to you, Murray McMurray, from your friendly neighborhood Tractor Supply. I can't help that. I am sorry about that. But that's probably a canine, a big canine, or a big bird of prey.
Teresa. Yeah.
But I want to talk about this chicken that you sent us. We gotta have a talk. Okay.
I love Jaja. She's so beautiful.
First, how you are enabling my wife with your comments about hello, Jaja. Pleased to meet you. If I end up having to have this chicken in my bedroom,
no, the chicken will never be in our bedroom.
Or if I have to share my dinner table or TV time with this chicken, we're gonna have to have a conversation, okay? Because I feel like you kind of set me up.
Mimsy, he's okay. He's one of Jason's friends from school.
Yeah,
I don't. My rosy cheeks are just rosy. They're always rosy like that.
He's a longtime family friend, Mimsy.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know what he said, but it was probably
said I had rosy cheeks. It looks like a wine night.
Yeah, he's just picking. He's good to go. Sorry, Jack.
I'm fighting off the chicken math right now. Yeah, so.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Well, see, he doesn't have to worry.
I am talking about this chicken.
Would you get a 30-day egg for that?
I mean, this chicken got an afro like Don King. That if it was a boy chicken, that's what you should have named it, Don King. And the fact I hope you do realize that this chicken is going to be like world famous chicken, because Robin is putting the chicken's even getting frustrated. Did you not see the last picture? He's like, come on, crazy chicken lady. I was hanging out with my friends. Social distancing, chicken lady.
So I have Jaja. There's 3 of them. So I have Jaja. Then I'm going to call one Audrey. It's Audrey Hepburn, because she's very classy. She's not like, she's always got her hair back. So she's always like, to the nines.
No, she has her hair back because she doesn't want you to pick her up.
And then the other one is, I'm pretty sure, no, it's not a Polish, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a second. And then the third one, I'm kind of going back and forth, but I think I'm going to call her Dolly Parton. I'm just waiting to see if her breasts fill out. So.
Look, Murray McMurray. I love y'all. I do. But you guys sent us a chicken that is probably going to end up absolutely hating my wife because, and the fact that you encouraged her to pick up I saw that message, pick up all the chickens and love on them and make them your little babies.
All know that you're the mama.
My chickens now have PTSD, and they probably in counseling. There's probably one chicken in there that's like the counseling chicken, because you sent these birds to the crazy chicken lady, who's now scooping these birds up. Look at the last picture on Instagram, y'all. The chicken's like, oh. The chicken's like, really? I was hanging out. We were watching the game, and you gonna just take me out here and put me in it? Take your picture, lady. That's what the chicken face said to me. Really? I was watching the game. It was like he was watching like chicken rugby. They might have been playing like pinochle or something in there, and Robin goes in there and just starts scooping out these chickens, and the chickens are looking at me like, just kill me now.
No, Jaja loves me. She loves me.
You do realize that a chicken's brain is about that size, right?
It doesn't matter.
She
still loves me.
Don't think they're capable of love.
Because I take her out for walks, and I put her in the lettuce garden so that she can pet.
Stop. Did you just hear what she just said? She takes a chicken for a walk. Did you guys hear that? I mean, she takes a chicken for a walk. She's walking a chicken. Murray McMurray, this is what you did to my wife. My wife is now walking a chicken.
I take the chicken out for walks. Jaja and I go on our morning walk, and I put her out in the lettuce, and she picks out some of the lettuce. She picks out some of the bugs. She loves it. So, she loves me because I take her for walks. See, she loves her human.
You know, I was extremely grateful.
This is what isolation has done to Robin. Hey, they need exercise too, dude. Tasha had her rooster to the point where he would walk on a leash.
Somebody go ahead and ban Trip H.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, you walk your cow.
No. I don't walk my cow like I'm going out to walk the cow. I have to walk the cow because it jumped 6 fences because it's trying to do a booty call. Don't make it act like I'm like, oh, let's go walk the cow down around the neighborhood. No. That cow gets walked because it was out gallivanting, trying to like, you know, my milkshake brings the boys to the yard, out there shaking her udder.
Robin, one day the chicken cops are going to show up, draw their pew-pew shooters, and tell you to put down the chicken and slowly walk away.
I agree with that.
From the chicken.
Walk away from the chicken. Like, she's going to have PETA showing up at my house going, lady, let the chicken go.
Too much time with Jason has done this. My hens are 5 years old and still
you gotta
climb up on the back.
Yeah, somebody got
it. My hens are 5 years old and still climb up on my back and look up in my face and cluck. Hello, Dee. Good afternoon. Good evening, Dee.
You're not helping, Dee. Not helping.
But yeah, so I absolutely love my lolly gallivating.
Murray?
Making crap up now. Yeah. Gallivanting. Lolly gallivanting.
In all honesty, y'all, it's about that time of year for everybody to start ordering chicks. McMurray Hatchery, their information is across the bottom. I'm being honest. You guys know, a lot of you have been with us for a while and been with us when we've had chicks show up that were dead inside the box. We had chicks that would
yes.
And
yes.
no.
Yes,
no.
it's happening. Thank you, living a rogue life. Yes, I was gonna paint her toenails, but I didn't want her to. But I didn't want her to like peck it and get sick. So if anybody has a suggestion on that, I need to hear that. Because what's really cool is she has 5 toes instead of 4. It's part of Terry asked. They're called mottled Houdans. Houdan. And so I want to paint her toenails because she has 5 of them.
Okay, Murray McMurray, if she paints these chicken toenails, I'm coming to stay with y'all.
And then I'm gonna put a tutu on her. That would be so awesome. I can make a tutu for the chicken. Sorry. Paint them with blue coat. Oh yeah, I could do that. Paint them with blue coat. I could do that. I have to talk to Ginger. Ginger will have an answer for me. She'll tell me.
Ginger from Murray McMurray Hatchery. Ginger, I promise you. Ginger, I will hunt you down. If you tell her it is okay to paint said chicken's toenails.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Food coloring for the toe paint. Yeah, I could do that. The feathered doula's gonna be jealous. I know. Look, she's still...
Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. It's going across the bottom. You know, it's that time of year. Baker Creek seeds, that's right there. But this is also the time of year that everybody wants to start ordering chicks. A lot of y'all been with us. Look, you guys were there with us with the heartbreak that a chick would show up and then 2 days later we were losing them, and it wasn't really anything that we were doing. The fact that how many chicks showed up? How many did we have?
40, I think.
4.
Well, I was supposed to get 40. I'm not sure because you didn't count them when you put them out.
You're right, I did. How many do we got now?
I don't know. I haven't counted them. But we've lost 3. But we lost the 3 within like the first 2 days, and then that was it. Mm-hmm. And it was we're pretty sure it was just the stress of the travel and moving everybody around and all of that stuff. I think it was just...
I think those 3 also during the travel may have gotten stepped on a lot by the other ones.
Yeah, it looked like they just got... It wasn't... Yeah, anyway.
It was travel related.
Yeah.
Every other one of these chicks have grown up. They're super healthy. They're super strong.
They're feathered out. They're beautiful.
And they get the...
Only 3 of them have that.
And...
But I have some belly felders. They're so pretty. And I have some blue lace Wyandottes, and they're pretty. And I have some cuckoo Morans, and they are pretty. And they're all pretty, just saying. I have some whitings. Oh. True blue whitings and some true green whitings. Just saying.
And so, we still got a big majority of them, mm-hmm. you know, and they're super healthy. We didn't change anything. They're still in the same brooder box setup, same thing,
same
feeding,
bedding, same food, same water, everything's the same.
Everything's the same. And these chicks are growing up. So if it's your first time thinking about getting some chickens, look, I strongly recommend Murray McMurray. I will, and I'm not just saying this because they're a sponsor of this channel.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not. Okay?
A little baby bow in her top hair.
Y'all are killing me. Y'all are killing me.
Oh my God.
And McMurray's like, y'all are killing me too because Jason's trying to talk about us and y'all keep getting Robin to interrupt. But in all seriousness, I'm not just saying this because they could come to me tomorrow and say because of the economy and stuff, Jason, we can't support the channel anymore. I'm still gonna buy my chickens from Murray McMurray. Mm-hmm. Just because this, I mean, it's day and night, y'all. Mm-hmm. To the fact that these birds are as healthy as they are, I can't wait to see what their turkeys look like, because I mean, it hurt her a lot when the turkeys that we were getting kept dying on her, and she took it extremely personal, and she wasn't doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that hurt. Like, the way that I was losing turkeys, like, I felt so bad. And now I'm starting to feel like it wasn't anything that I did because I was having the same problem with the chickens too.
I mean, I'm not joking when I call her crazy chicken lady, because first thing in the morning she goes and gets her cup of coffee, and whoever just sent her that, I will hunt you down and I will kill you.
I love you. You are so awesome.
Who was it?
Nobody.
And she goes in there with her morning cup of coffee and she talks to these birds. She says good morning to them, talks to them, loves on them. And I mean, this is her thing. I get it, you know? And just like how now the front garden is kind of her thing. And she Baker Creek, she talks to the plants. So, I mean, I love McMurray. I mean, you guys got her to even get to be more motivated and even to be more involved with the homestead, because when she was losing them birds, I mean, when I say Robin was taking it personal, y'all, I'm not kidding. And
that's why you guys stopped seeing pictures and videos about them, because they were dying, and I was feeling like crap about it.
She wanted to throw her hands up and quit homesteading because she felt like that was kind of God's way of telling her, you don't need to be doing anything. You know,
anything I touched was dying.
And now that these birds are doing as well as they are, and now that she's pulling these full-size carrots out, she's like a little schoolgirl.
You should have seen me today, because the first one is a fluke, right? Like, I pulled one up. If you follow us on Facebook, you'll see there's a cute little video of just how excited I am. The very first carrot that I pulled out, it was like this long. It was awesome. And I was excited about that. Well, today, when I took the little girl and we started looking through everything, and I pulled another one out. And what we've been doing is thinning to give the other ones room to grow. And so I put my finger around it, and it felt pretty decent size. So I did that, and I kind of, jiggled it and pulled it up. And when we pulled it up and looked at it, it was like 4 inches. It wasn't these big, long carrots, because my beds aren't that deep, and that's okay. But they weren't like pencil thin. Like, these were seriously thick carrots, and it was so awesome. And like, what I think is cool, just talking about it's got me giddy, but like, I pull that carrot out and I have like Kool-Aid grin on my face. Like, I am a 3-year-old excited. And there is nothing like that. Like, and it was funny because the mom, she's never grown carrots before, so she doesn't know that they're difficult. And people who buy carrots in the store that have never tried to grow them before take them for granted. I'm telling you, because if you've ever tried to grow carrots, they're difficult. They're difficult because they have to have a certain type of soil. You don't push them into the ground. You literally surface sow them. And you may lose some to the birds. If you throw quite a few out in a line, you may have the birds tear them all up. You may have none, and you end up with so many carrots that you don't get anything because it's nothing but green. And so there's definitely a rhythm and a rhyme and a reason to growing carrots. And so when I pulled that up and I was just so super giddy about it, she was like, I didn't realize just how difficult carrots were. Like, the idea that you are thrilled about this carrot, it's got my interest intrigued, because I'm starting to try and figure out, why are they so difficult? And I was like, oh, you have no idea. Like, I was super excited.
Sometimes just getting them to germinate.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, ooh, raise the roof.
Yeah. I'll never forget when they popped up out. I was like, I've got carrots. And he's like, really? Do you companion grow radishes with your carrots? Not yet, but I will. This was my very first year, truly me growing everything. And so I have done pretty well with the carrots. The radishes that I sowed are not doing very well. And I think it's just trying to find the right time of year to grow them. They're not doing as well because I think it was too chilly for them, so they've just kind of been existing. But I think now that the soil's starting to warm up, I'll start to see them getting a little bit bigger. So, Dee said we sit and have coffee with our girls when the weather permits. Yeah, they live in the, what do you call your chicken coop? It's a fancy name. I have too much nitrogen in my soil. Then plant something
corn.
that, that uses it.
Plant corn.
Carrots are a heavy feeder. Ontario Homestead, what's up? I have the best friends in the whole. When she gets bigger, that is so happening. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh.
Murray McMurray. Just so you know, I drink Jameson. Throw that in the next batch.
So Broussard Homestead. I didn't get a chance to. They were Marco Poloing Jason back and forth today, and I didn't get a chance to. No, beans give nitrogen, not use it. Beans would put more nitrogen. But so I wanted to pick on Amy a little bit because she has these beautiful beds that she's grown or built. If you haven't seen that video, they did a reveal on it. It's really, really cool. They've got this beautiful, beautiful layout that they've put together. And they have strawberries growing and all this different stuff. And it's really funny to see because they have...
Stop.
They have all of these, tomato plants and pepper plants and stuff. And then there's this one, it's like this straight line. And I'm like... Who did that? Somebody used a straight edge because I am impressed of how straight that line is. Like, I can just see Brett with a straight with a level, like put the level on there and marking it out. Like that's pretty funny. Carrots in rows in raised beds and mix sand in the soil to keep it light. I used play sand. I have seen that if you sow them and lay a board over top while they sprout. Never did that. Yeah, so what I did was I took my Cobra. I took my Cobra.
We almost forgot about that.
I took my Cobra and I pulled out just short rows across the width of the bed. And then I just sewed them on and left them.
Oh, guys, I am so sorry. If you are here from Camp Patton Family Compound, I am so sorry. I got on Camp Patton Family Compound. I met them through Broussard Homestead when they were doing a live. And he was doing a live the other day, and he was talking about gardening tools. And I did not see a Cobra on there. He didn't know what a Cobra was. And so, in respect for that live stream, the Camp Patton Family Compound, they're more of a prepper type channel, but he also is starting to get into homesteading. I said that I would give away
a Cobra.
A Cobra. This is a Cobra from Baker Creek. They gave it to us for us to give away. And so I want to give it away. And so how you want to go about giving it away?
I don't know.
Now, if you do win this, be patient because it's going to take us a little bit to be able to get to the post office because of all of this junk going around. And to be able to set it up for the postman to bring it or to pick it up here, we're going to have to try to figure something out with that.
So, what a Cobra is. It is a hand tool for gardening.
Thank you so much for reminding me.
It's called a Cobra because look at the head. Looks like a Cobra. This is great for weeding. You can do it from the side and just kind of rake up weeds. And it is really good it's very sharp on the sides. That's why this plastic is on there. The sides are very sharp, so you can hit, a heavy, root or something. And there's actually a larger one of these too. So this is the smaller one, but then there's a larger one that's a little bit more heavy duty. And
you said duty.
But this is like my lifeline. This is my tool. Like, I hardly ever use a trowel. I don't use anything but this.
All right, well, Broussard cannot win.
And so...
More comments, homie?
So, but then the other really cool thing is it has this tip on it, and it's wide enough that you can make rows with it. So I'll take it and draw my rows out, and then I will put my seeds in, and then you can push the soil over with it, but it's just an all-around good tool. Like, this is worth its weight. If you have to buy one, it is worth buying because it's got a nice handle on it, so it's not wooden. It's what would you say this is?
Plastic.
Yeah. Okay, so it says the blade is sharp. Be careful. The steel is not stainless and it can rust. Keep the blade clean. If sharpening, use a fine file or stone. Sorry. It's not a pry bar, so you got to be careful with it. Don't try to pry with it. But it's definitely this thing. I'm telling you, if I didn't have one and I knew that it existed, I would buy one. Mm-hmm. Like, I would certainly, because this thing I love it. And we keep ours outside, but we keep them in a drawer that's kind of away from all of the rain and everything. But I'm telling you, it's a tool to definitely have. It's a weeder and a cultivator. And you can get them from Baker Creek. They have them in their store, I believe. So, now my plug for Baker Creek. This is awesome. So, how do you want to do this?
Jaja, the chicken, is what type of chicken? Robin did say it like once or twice. Mm-hmm. First one that says it in the chat, our chat. Well, what we read on our chat is the one who wins. Okay, there just did the little thing. So here we go. So everybody's typing.
I know, right?
They're like, oh, I wasn't paying attention.
I won't take off for spelling.
Silky.
Even though I did spell
nope,
it. No,
it's not a silky.
Not a silky. There it is.
Who won it? Mimsy?
Mm-hmm.
Mimsy's garden.
Mm-hmm. A mottled Houdan. Dude, been a while. How clean shaven. Yep.
Congratulations, Mimsies. We may just hold this until you get here then, since...
Damn, spell check. A funky chicken.
Since,
a copper Houdan. No, it's a mottled Houdan. There you go. Yeah. So, mottled Houdan.
Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh. Do you have a large one, too?
I got a large one. So let's do another one.
Okay.
Mimsy, you can't win the second one. So, I came up with that question. Now you have to come up with the question for the big one.
Can I ask what were the other...
Okay.
Okay, what were the other two names of the other two chickens that I'm going to... The other two mottled Houdans? What are their names? Like Boudin. Yes, like Boudin. Should be any second now.
Any second now.
That's one. There's two of them, though.
You got to get both of them.
Both names. There's two chickens. No, not Kitty. Fred and Al. No. Mm-mm. They remember Dolly because of the joke, but they don't remember the other one. There it is. Audrey and Dolly. Thomas Farm Okie. Jake the Batman.
Thomas, send us an email with your address. And again, if you don't get it in the next couple of weeks, don't get mad at us.
I'm pretty sure we'll be able to.
We're trying to get some stuff out because I'm trying to send seeds and stuff to family members and stuff like that. But be patient with us. Trying to get to the post office because I don't even know if we're allowed to go inside our post office at the present time. And so trying to get the boxes and stuff to fit for these and get them weighed may be a little difficult.
We'll see. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. Thomas Farm Okie. If Mimsy, will you put our email address in the chat so that he can email us? And we'll... I live in Canada. We can't. Well, Canada's not taking anything from anybody right now. Yeah.
So we'll probably wait till we kind of get the all clear to ship because I don't know how they're going to be with cardboard and
there's a lot of craziness
and stuff like that. So we may not even be allowed to ship right now. So
Mork and Alf are going to be the names of the Houdan roosters. Yeah.
So,
she. Oh, it's a she.
Good job.
Well, it says Thomas. I mean, I'm sorry. Thomas, I guess that's the last name, maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Good job. Way to offend people, Robin.
It's just like Suburban Hillbilly. I mean, everybody thought that was a boy.
She must have fallen off the face of the earth or something.
Yes. Will you be making elderberry syrup soon? Yes. Do I have Zits and Giggles soap? Yes. I also have Warriors Repose.
Yeah, because didn't you promise somebody that you were going to make a video about that elderberry?
Yes.
I distinctly remember.
It's in the mail.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
That's not even funny.
Oh, it's Lynn. Okay. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, I will be. If I could ever get Jason to stop telling me to go into the garden and let me film stuff, it would happen, Because I need to make that video. I need to make the video. Because I still have not done the soap. I know everybody...
Okay, hold on. If you have been on our Instagram, you know that is not true. Because why would you say that, Jason? Well, there's a whole bunch of pictures of... on the Instagram. So it's not like I'm in back here like, get in the garden, woman.
Yes, you have.
No.
Put that dang chicken down and get in the garden. That's exactly what he does. So Teresa asked, what is the cobra? This is the cobra. It's a weed cultivator.
It's a mortal enemy of G.I. Joe.
It's a weeder and a cultivator. So you can weed with it. You can, weed around stuff with it. You can make lines to be able to do all of your...
You can leave the cover on, and when you're the crazy chicken lady and the chickens run from you, you can stretch them and bring them to you.
We still have a memorial get together. I'll pick up the Warrior soap then. Wait, what? You need Warrior soap? Did I miss? April, you didn't order any, did you? I don't think she did. But if you need some, we'll figure something out. FYI for everyone, I'm a fan of elderberry all the time, but I did read a report. If you do contract the virus, elderberry is not good. It can actually make recovery longer. I really want somebody to cite that source because everything I've seen was the opposite of that. So if you've seen that somewhere, Kyle, can you send me the link to that? Because you're not the first person I've heard say that. But, I mean... If I find something that's a legitimate thing. For guessing Gizmo's name a while back. Oh, okay. April, send me your address and I'll send you some.
Good job.
Sorry, I didn't know we did. I don't remember that.
Drop the ball on that one.
I don't remember that. But I'll certainly, I've got some. I'll send you some. Is elderberry easy to grow, and can it grow in zone 9? I don't know anyone. Am I growing?
I think the Broussards live in zone 9.
They're 8. No, they're 8.
No, they're not. Right there, they said it.
They are 9? I thought they were 8. I thought she told me it was 8.
Step back.
Why did she... I thought she said 8. Maybe it's... Mimsy is 8. I've been hearing elderberry is good to come back. I don't know, yeah. Shepherd's hook. Pink shepherd's hook for
You're
the
not
chickens.
living with a rogue life. I was just trying to help you.
Anyway, so...
Choose a side.
Yeah, send me the link. I'd like to see that. But anyway, so yeah, I've got a elderberry video that I need to make. I have a hand soap.
We did get
or
cuttings.
dish soap video.
We did get cuttings from
Trip
H because they love us and they sent us cuttings.
Oh, don't even start with that.
Without any strings attached. And he is my best friend. I'm allowed to jab.
But that's not cool because anyway.
It's very cool.
Because it was a barter. Like we actually.
Shush, she doesn't need to know that.
Whatever.
Shush.
Yeah, see, Mimsy's an 8. That's what it is.
Shush.
Anyway.
I like picking on him. Leave me be.
But that's not nice. You're not supposed to pick on your friends.
I'm a dude. That's what we do. And so we'll probably be planting them pretty soon because they are all green and fluffy.
Yeah, we have roots, so we got to put them in some dirt and then, yeah.
So we got good elderberry cuttings from...
Oh my god. So bad.
Just
so
saying.
do you realize that we've been on for 2 hours?
Yep, I was just going to let it roll until we hit the 2-hour mark and was
Okay.
gonna end it then.
Because Mama's hungry.
Yeah, so is Daddy.
So, anyway, guys, this has been incredible. It's been amazing.
Hey, look, I hope this live stream has kind of lifted y'all up, got y'all a little bit excited about still being alive, excited about what God is doing for everybody. I was a little charged. Jess and M.I. Gardner last night did a live stream, and it was kind of like a prayer live stream.
Yeah.
And they did what God led them to do, to share how they felt about, with all the fear and everything's going on. Don't God's got this, y'all.
I had to wait too long for your package.
That's you.
I know, that's all my fault.
It was literally packed and sitting there on the curb for the longest time. Just like who was the lady that sent back the trap because it was malfunctioned? I don't remember her name,
but we have to get that.
I think she's in here. Again, waiting on to figure out if we're able to go to the post office. What's it talking about? Oh. So, y'all, don't forget, if you have prayer requests for us, please send them to our email. Because if you give them to me now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have anything to write anything down with. And we'll send it to the email. We have a prayer wall that every member of the family goes past at different points throughout the day. They put their hand on the wall and they pray for everybody that's on that wall. We all go about doing it at different times. Some, I've walked in, Carol doesn't know I called her, but I've seen her doing it at least 2 or 3 times a day. I've caught Dessa doing it, and so by all means, please, we got lots of room. We got a whole wall, got lots of room. I would not mind if I fill that wall up, because tomorrow we erase it and we start anew. And so please get those prayer requests in. Yeah. We got a letter from Blaze today.
And it took a little bit longer than the ones previous. Usually we get one on Thursday. But today it was Saturday, so we were kind of, starting to think we weren't going to get any mail from him. Showed up today, and then we found out why. Yep.
Blaze did get sick at boot camp, and he got pneumonia. Kind of wondering if maybe he didn't get, because
he said he got the flu and pneumonia is what he said.
Because there was some dude there at signing in or swearing
when
in.
we went to the swear-in.
Had a fever and everything, and they were like,
And
they didn't know if they were going to send him, but they sent him anyway, and so he was right there with Bubba. Now they're hardcore screening
everybody before they go.
Robin is still a member of that Facebook group for it, and we learned maybe before Blaze learned, but we knew about the cancels of graduation until further notice. So a lot of things may change by May. And they've also canceled his...
Yeah, if I can ask for any prayer requests, that's my prayer request, is that everybody pray that this gets sorted out so that I can see my son graduate. Because that's really bothering me right now. I'm not even going to lie. Like, the idea that... Because they're not only talking about graduation, they're not even going to necessarily let them go on leave.
He will leave Paris Island and go straight to infantry school. And
so I'm a little bummed about that.
Yeah. And then from that, the MCT, the Basic Marine Combat Training School, he will go to his tech school, and that's just the way.
Sure it's Virginia, so
I mean, that's just their way of keeping everything them isolated throughout this. I understand it. It stinks, but I get it. And because there may come a time that they may have to call on my son to help sick people. So they want to keep them as healthy as possible. So continue to pray for him, because he witnessed somebody get hurt on the obstacle course also. And that kind of messed with his head a little bit.
Just because he's so used to jumping in, like when he was at the, when he was working in the jail, if somebody got sick or something happened, their response time, like they're supposed to respond, and so he immediately responded, and he got within like 10 feet of the kid, and there was a drill instructor like tackling him and telling him to get back with his group. Yeah. You know, and so it was just reaction for him to do that. But yeah, he
made it through the gas chamber.
Mm-hmm.
He got through to the second round of Pugil sticks, and my son scored a knockout.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
He got somebody's mouthpiece, and it's up on their trophy table.
Mm-hmm.
He stands a good chance of becoming guide here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And
they're getting ready to go into phase 2. So they'll be doing water survival this week coming. Yeah. So we definitely pray for him, because that's one we're a little...
I'm a little nervous about it. And it's not because my son's bad in the water. It's just because he weighs 120 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's going to have about 160, 180 pounds worth of gear and jumping into the deep end of the pool.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So he might just bob. Hit the bottom, jump back up. Hit the bottom, jump back up. So yeah.
I think, but Blaze is strong.
He's a good kid. So
I think he'll be fine.
He loved rappelling and Pugil sticks, and he's really enjoying the life lessons and experiences
they had one of the classes on substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
They had a class on
show up 2 hours late.
Combat first aid, so that was all good to go for him.
Yep.
And
lots of prayers and amens for tomorrow's live stream. You got it.
Mm-hmm. If you do it on your laptop, I'll do it via Marco Polo. So definitely, if y'all have a prayer wall or a list, please put Robin on that, and please put a Blaze on that.
Daddy's prepared. Mama, not so much.
I think it's not so much that it's not prepared and it's not going to bother me. I understand the why.
I get the why, but I'm not happy with the why.
I mean, I'm not happy with it either.
I'm not resolved with the why, so I'm just saying.
And I guess and I'm not. No.
I'm being selfish. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, no, it's not that you're being selfish. You want to see your son. You're proud of your son. But I'm like, it goes back to mission first.
No, I get it. I totally get that.
And so
I totally get that, but I am being selfish mom. I want to be able to see my son walk across, and do all that in his uniform, and that only happens once. And to not be able to see that makes me a little sad.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can Marco his phone though. There you go.
All right, make sure that him and I hook up on Marco Polo. I think
So
we
anyway,
have.
you already have.
So
anyway, all right, guys. Good night. We love y'all.
Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us for 2 hours. I hope this 2-hour live stream motivated you, lifted up your spirits. Look, if you get down right now and you just need us to pray for you, shoot us an email through this. If you just want, you just want somebody to chat with, hit us up via Facebook, hit us up email, give us a way to get in contact with you.
Yep.
Robin and I will be more than happy to reach out,
Mm-hmm.
pray with you, talk with you, lift you guys up through all of this. Because I know cabin fever can happen.
I love Dragon's Talent. Did Robin just say she was shellfish? No, selfish.
Thank you, Dragons. Thank you.
You're awesome, man. Thanks.
Oh, Breakaway talking about. Breakaway just shows up and talking about do 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Where are we at for the first 2, bro? We haven't eaten dinner yet. We've been out working all day.
Yes, April. Thank you so much.
And so please stay safe.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your social distancing. Stay at home. Play a board game with your family. Read the Bible with your family. Hang out. Hang out with the family. Get to know your kids. Get to know your spouse.
Cook dinner with your
Cook
kids. Bake some
dinner.
bread. Do something. Enjoy it.
Strive to become more self-reliant, more self-sufficient. Take this time that you're stuck in the house. Read a book. Turn the TV off. Read a book. Learn a homesteading skill. You guys, a lot of you guys watch all the homesteading channels out there. Get outside. Soak up the vitamin D.
Because that's one thing I have read, that they're saying vitamin D helps.
Look, and then become like me. Hey, super white boy, normal white boy. Super white boy, normal white boy.
Oh my goodness, you're funny.
Okay? And get out, enjoy it. Soak up that vitamin D. Get your fingers in the dirt. Get your hands in the dirt. Get it all. Boost up that immune system.
Get to know your wife's goofy looking chicken. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Play video games with your spouse, Robin.
We don't have a game console. But I can play some Modern Warfare.
Oh, yeah. We need that, yeah.
Get out there. Get outside. Look, if this is your first time and you can't afford seeds, hit me up. I'll do what I can. But you got to promise me you're going to plant something. You can't just do it because you just want to see if I'm going to give you some seeds. Okay? Hit me up. If I can't get a hold of, if I don't have any more seeds, I will do my best to try to get them to you guys. We want you guys to plant. Baker Creek wants you guys to plant. So get outside. Enjoy this. Take care of each other. Be kind to one another, especially during this time. Check on your loved ones. Check on your friends. And plant smiles.
Grow giggles.
And harvest the love, baby.
Good night, y'all.
Y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see you next Saturday. If we don't pop on live just because we're bored.
Bye, y'all.
We're probably going to do that. Bye.